So one of the biggest blocks to healing stress is that we think it's situational. We tend to think it's about money, family, relationships, work, something that's happening in life. And I can look back on different moments in my life, and there were definite situations that were very stressful. I've spent over 10 years exploring, understanding and healing my stress. And I'm here to share what I've learned in the hope that it will help you understand and heal your stress. And this is what I share in my 6-week course, The Alchemy of Stress, if you're interested in exploring more. But yeah, I can look back on my life and I can see that in my mid-20s to 30s, pressure of a very demanding job I felt I couldn't cope very well with. As I moved into my late 30s, it was more about my health. And then it was about relationship. And then it was about family and raising young children in very difficult circumstances. And financial lack has been a common theme throughout. All of these were incredibly stressful. And I've moved a lot as well. I've moved country so many times. I've moved house so many times. There's been a lot of instability, a lack of consistency, which I talk about a lot in my posts, and how important it is to create that stability and that conscious connection. But really, stress is not about the circumstances. It's the circumstances that bring out the stress, that trigger the stress, that bring the stress that you're carrying to the fore. Really, stress is about self-worth, about healthy boundaries. It's about your relationship to yourself, which affects your relationship to anything else. It's about how you're able to express yourself, whether you feel safe in expressing yourself, whether you feel safe in life, in who you are, in your body, whether you feel connected to who you are, knowing yourself deeply, and that's through what you feel. So really, stress is about knowing your worth and how you treat yourself, and how you know you deserve to be treated, and the different ways in which you're able to acknowledge your needs, meet your needs, express your needs, and know that you deserve support, you deserve to be recognized, you deserve to be heard and acknowledged. These are the fundamental building blocks to any healthy experience of life, and without them, you will feel stress. You'll feel stress in that lack of safety and that lack of connection. And then in different circumstances, you'll experience this in different ways in relationships, whether it's a lack of self-worth or ability to hold and communicate boundaries. At work, again, it's all about self-worth, boundaries, and ability to see yourself clearly, to be able to express what it is you feel and need, to value yourself. And so often we don't communicate this because we've learned to suppress it. We've learned to suppress it from a very early age. And we fear things like loss, feeling vulnerable, or being misunderstood, being left out, not getting what we need or want. And so these are really the things that determine whether you experience stress or not. And that's something that you carry within. And it's only the circumstances that are reflecting what it is you're holding within. And it's the circumstances in life, relationship, work, family, finances, around lack and the pressure that we feel that are bringing out these different stresses within. And that's fundamental. To understand this is fundamental to healing stress. So we can let go of the idea that we need to control the circumstances, and instead we can respond to what it is the circumstances are bringing up within our own experience. And I can look back now with all the wisdom that I have, having studied my stress, explored it, understood it and healed it. I can look back now and see in my early 20s and before that it was the pressure that I felt within, my inability to say no to certain things, yes to other things, to communicate clearly, to know my worth. That's why I felt stressed at work. And in the same way, in relationships, hindsight and healing are a wonderful thing. But at least the healing and the hindsight allows me to make different choices now, based on self-worth, based on conscious choice and knowing that I have a choice. And the choice isn't always easy. It's a choice following what I feel, in that conscious connection, trusting what it is I feel, even if it doesn't make sense rationally, logically, even if nobody else understands my choices. It's trusting that the choices I make, whether at work or home, relationships, finances, are in support of who I am. So if you're interested in learning more about healing stress, how to consciously connect and to trust what you're feeling so that you can start to make choices that are in alignment and support of who you are, feel free to check out the description box and my 6-week Alchemy of Stress. And as always, I look forward to seeing you in the next post.